Hey guys, cheers and welcome to the first Skip-Junkie video. Skip-Junkie because for many years I've been making things out of stuff off skips for next to nothing. And something like this, which will be on the next video. So ripple water feature, made for next to nothing, something else for the next time. This time we're on Dino-Land. So, you've seen the first pictures of it all done. Well, this is how it starts. So what I've done is I've literally just got some MDF, again off a skip, 12mm, 14mm, doesn't really matter which. And all I did is I used a paving slab to cut round it and made these. You may notice I've changed my drink here, but that's because there's been a cut because we had a few technical issues. First video guide, so please bear with us. Anyway, so the bit you missed, but I'm going to show it again later, was me cutting this down, which is the shape that I showed you over there. You don't have to use a paving slab. You can just make hexagons out of whatever you want. You can use equilateral triangles or whatever, just to form triangles. And we're going full 52 centimeters. So you don't have to do 52. But that's what I've used, so if you want to do the same, up to you. If you want to make a different size, absolutely fine. So, we've got the different worlds here. So, obviously the main three periods, Triassic, Cretaceous, this one's going to be Jurassic. So, Jurassic being very warm, wet, lush vegetation, ferns, 250 to 200 million years ago. Cretaceous was quite warm. Cycads, conifers, tree ferns, ceiba palms, that sort of thing. So that's going to be all with that kind of fauna and topography. And then the Triassic, very, very hot. So volcanic. There's going to be a working volcano on this one. There's going to be a waterfall on this one. And on this one, I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see. Okay. So what I've done on this is I've literally bonded with glue some very basic insulation material, Celotex. There's lots of brand names for it. This stuff, you see it on skips all the time, but it's so versatile, it's so easy to use. So you can see what I've done there. I've literally scraped the surface and it creates this amazing looking, sort of rocky looking formation which can be used. So I'm going to build up all the layers on all of these, and it's just amazing stuff. But it also is brilliant. Save any of the little bits, because what you can do with them is make moss, which is going to be used later on. So all that is shavings of this with a bit of acrylic paint, different acrylic paint colours, green, a bit darker, a bit lighter, whatever, and that's going to look great later on. Of course, this isn't going to be this colour as you will have seen on the original. It's going to look like rocks, so I'm going to use some cement to paint over the top, and then give it a bit of a paint effect, as you'll see later on. So it doesn't matter about the sizes you find off skips, like I've got all of these bits. Builders use it all the time, so do roofers. It's just everywhere. On pretty much any skip that I've been to, you'll find some of this stuff for builders and roofers. Okay, so we've bonded all this together. We've got our different worlds. They're in hexagons, which is going to be great, because then when the lucky kids are playing with them, these things, they're going to all fit together, but in all these different lands, but also they can be switched around in any formation, whichever way they want it to be. So giving them lots of different options in as to how they want to play and create their dino universe. So that's as far as we're going to get for now, and in a moment I'm going to show you the next stage. Thank you. Okay, Right, so I'm just peeling off the top layer of the on this foam, and what I'm going to do is just peel it all off. Some of it sticks because obviously they bonded it on, but it doesn't matter. Just prise it off. And on the other side, although you probably don't even need to take it off on the other side, but actually no, it's probably better to. Okay, then I'm just going to, once it's like that, I'm going to glue it to the base of the next world. Doesn't matter if it overlaps, just trim it off with a saw, any saw, jigsaw or plain jacksaw, and then just build up the layers so that it covers the whole thing, and just stick it down. I'm going to use a glue gun because it's really easy, but on the previous one I just used ordinary PVA, Poundland PVA. You may have some, pretty much any glue will be fine. And that's what I'm doing now.
Go.
Okay, so just put that piece on there. As I said, it doesn't matter about the overlap because just trim that down. Then glue gun, really easy. More glue. Yeah. Make sure it's up on there. That's it. And then because this end's a bit scagged from the skip, I'm just going to overlap that so it's relatively flat. Pop it on. Like that. There you go. And that's it. And then I'll just trim these pieces off and fill the gaps. Nice and easy. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but all I've got here is a Tassimo cartridge, and I've literally just drilled a hole in it and put the switch here coming through for the pump. So literally just 2 wires, live, broken up by the switch, glued together, soldered together. You can use little clips if you like, and then the battery pack here, I'm just going to drill a hole here, slot it through the land here, so that it's accessible for the other side to change the batteries. So then the idea is this will then eventually go about here and will be disguised with some moss and stuff, so you can flick the switch like that. I'll get it right. There you go. And then the pump will work. There you go. You can hear it working. Okay, so that's that bit. I'll show it in more detail later if necessary. And here, hopefully you can see that I've just literally glued some pieces together just to make a bit of a sort of shape for the fountain, the waterfall, and some bits here, and just glued together, and the pump's in there now, and I've just scraped out some little channels just so that when the water comes off the top here, hopefully it'll trickle down, go through the channels and recirculate back into the little tank. So that's the idea. Hope it works. So you can see I've chiseled out some bits just to give it a bit more of a rocky look to the surface here. Doesn't really matter how you do it, how much, how little, whatever you like really. And then I've just happened to be, I'm going to be lazy here, I've got some black spray paint, so I'm going to use that to, a bit like that one there, where I've just put some black on first, then I'm going to put a bit of grey. You could use ordinary acrylic paint, which I'm going to probably use for the others because I've only got a bit of spray paint. But so just giving the rocks a bit of a going over. There we go. Give it some dark look there. Okay. Nice and quick. Sorry. I'm just taking a little video of this bit of dino, just to show people, and then flick the switch. There it comes, there it comes. There's the waterfall. There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh my god, oh my god. Look, there's a brontosaurus. Okay, cool. So I've just got the waterfall feature here. Just made it up out of pieces of the foam. Just painted cement over the foam, so literally watered down cement, just to give it a bit of a key and a texture. And then what I'm doing here is, just because I've made the water's going to come out of here, down, trickle over, and then recirculate through back into the tank, as I showed earlier, the tank in there, which is, see the tank in there. Okay, so I'm making a bit of a bank here, just with cement. I'm just using my fingers, probably should wear gloves, but just building it up at the edges here, just to make sure that the water stays in the groove and follows on round into the tank, back up and recirculates. That's what I'm doing now. Oh!